Hello everyone, sorry it's been a while since my last video, been busy.
Adulting.
And all that, but I come prepared today. I've actually got 8 pages of colour-coded notes. So, you know, actually taking this shit seriously for once. No, but today I am back with an album review, and it's not just for any old album, it's for one of my best friend's albums, which is a little bit mental. So, for anyone who hasn't really been keeping up to date with the channel, first of all, fuck you. Secondly, my friend Ben's been on the channel a couple of times this year. I've done a couple of interview videos, you know, Q&As about his music, his upcoming albums, his inspirations and things like that. You should check the videos out if you've not seen them already. I will link them in the description. But the point is, it is Ben who's the person whose album it is I'm reviewing. That wasn't fucking English, was it? Ben is the person whose album it is that I'm reviewing. Why can't I say that sentence?
The point is, it's Ben's album I'm reviewing!
So Ben actually approached me with this idea to review the album a couple months ago, and not gonna lie, I've slacked off. So much like I did with my review of Green Day's Father of All album, what I did was I listened to the track for the first time and I made notes on my phone as I was listening to them for the first time. I then went back and listened to them for a second time and amended the notes accordingly. And today, as I go through the notes, I'm going to tell you if any of those thoughts have changed since I've listened to them again. So, without any further ado, let's get reviewing. Don't do that again. Okay, so the album opens up with the first track, as they tend to do, which is called Hypophrenia, also the name of the album. As I say, I did make notes from my very first listen of this song, and this is how they went.
You felt it ever since your birth. You slip between the cracks in the earth.
A very strong introduction to the album. My first thought came to me about 2 minutes into my listen, and the thought was,
holy shit, I can already tell this is going to be a step up from his previous 2 albums.
The general guitar playing, the vocals, the solos and the drum beat already feels so much bolder and genuinely better than anything I've heard from Ben before. This song got me really excited for the rest of the album. A solid start. Now, like I did in my last review, I have rated each track out of 10. So for Hypophrenia, I've rated it an 8 out of 10. Now, as I say, I have listened to it several times since I wrote those notes, but I pretty much agree with everything I said there. It is a strong song to start the album on. And it's very true that when I did listen to it, when I got about halfway through, I sort of thought to myself,
This is just much better than his previous 2 albums.
Not that I'm shitting on those albums at all, because all of Ben's work is great in my opinion, but this album is a massive step up, and for any of you guys who have listened to his previous 2 albums maybe, want to give this third one a try, I think you'll see what I mean by that. So yeah, the first track was an 8 out of 10, so a strong start for Mr. Criddle. His surname's Criddle, I realise you might not know that.
If I was a god, then maybe I'd see why all my scars are all I'll ever be.
So the next track on the album is called Confessions, and for this one I wrote, lyrically, this song is up there with Ben's best work in my opinion. I genuinely sat there open-mouthed when the rapping started, and yes, that's right, I said rapping.
I'm even sassy in my notes.
His flow was incredible. If you've listened to any of Ben's previous albums or songs, this song will surprise you
Massively.
It's like nothing he's ever done before, and to have the balls to do something completely out of his comfort zone like this, 3 albums in, is really commendable. I'd love to hear more songs like this one. Ready for the track rating, everyone? Drum roll, please. Ben could probably do it. Alright on drums as well. 9 out of 10 for Confessions. Again, I pretty much agree with what I've said. This is going to be a pretty boring review. No, but I think I make good points of that one, in that it isn't what I expected. Like, Ben's songs are, I mean, a lot of people probably know them for being quite slow, quite sombre. This isn't like that at all. I won't spoil much else for you, I'll let you listen for yourself, but it's a little bit different. Look at me down here arranging my notes like a professional YouTuber. Okay, so the track that follows that one is called Destroy the Beautiful Things, and here are my thoughts on that song. That wasn't very smooth, we'll try that again. And here are my thoughts on that song. And here are my thoughts on that song. I'll just read the fucking review now.
At the end of an endless day, I sit at home and merely waste away. It won't change tomorrow, nor today.
bat, I was impressed by the harmonies in this one. Both Ben's vocals and Tony's mixing deserve to be praised no end for this track. Now Tony is Ben's mixer. He also does music under the name Maximum Tension, so you know, big up Tony. Brap brap. Sorry Tony. The line, "Let's run away, not today, pack up our beautiful things," sounds better when Ben sings it.
Let's run away, not today, pack up our beautiful things.
Yeah, that line has stuck in my head since writing this review, and it's nearly been 3 hours since I initially started writing it. So yeah, that is true. When I was writing this review, that line, "Let's run away, not today, pack up our beautiful things," was just stuck in my head because it's just such a catchy line, and the way Ben sings it is magnifique. So far, this is the track that's sticking with me more than the others. 8 out of 10. Another 8 out of 10. Solid scores so far. So what I put in my notes here was that I realised at this point that we're only 3 tracks in, and as you'll notice that my ratings for them are consistently high. So what I've put here is, that's one thing an album has to do for me. It has to hook me with its first 3 songs. If I get to the end of the 3rd song and think,
none of these have really wowed me yet,
then the chances are I won't bother with the rest of it. I mean, I know that's probably not the best way to go about it, but that's just how I sort of get into an album. But yeah, as you guys have seen in my ratings, the first 3 tracks of this album are really strong, which excited me for the tracks to come. Speaking of tracks to come,
Track number 4.
In a media shower, follow rules or you will sink. Stuck in a media shower.
during my first listen, I saw this as one of the weaker songs of the album. Controversial. But having gone back and listened to the track again, this one has grown on me massively. The message of the song is very punk rock.
Punk rockers.
It's almost like a middle finger to, you guessed it, the media. I did admit that on first listen, I don't think I really appreciated the intention of the song, and therefore judged it perhaps a little too harshly. Overall, I rated the song a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, track number 5, which is called Twilight. Team Jacob or Team Edward, guys, comment your favourite down below. No, it's actually quite a serious song, so in hindsight, probably be inappropriate, really. So, on with my thoughts.
Though the memories have long since passed, the joy you brought will always last. Like when we sat and watched the twilight.
As the track opens, we're welcomed with a faster, more upbeat guitar riff, which feels like stepping into a warm bath. It's a bit of a gay analogy in hindsight, isn't it? What's a bath got to do with listening to music? Maybe it's like an ear bath? There's such thing as ear baths? Not the point. Rambling now, sorry. Back to the review. The point is, I feel like it's a nice change of pace and helps the track stand apart from the rest of the record up to this point. Really enjoyed the solo in this one. I feel like I have to mention that all the solos up to this point have really impressed me. Yeah, that is genuinely true. Ben's always been very good on guitar. I think I first heard him play guitar maybe like 4 years ago, maybe. And I was impressed then, but honestly, his skills on guitar have improved tenfold. He trains himself, like, he learns himself, he puts time aside and he just goes and has a little play around and he will just do it all himself, and I hate him for it because he's a fucking talented bastard and I hate him! I don't, I actually love him, so. That was genuinely one of my favourite tracks of the album, so that is a solid 8 out of 10. Now on to song number 6, which is entitled You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, Boy. It's called You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet, there's no boy on the end of it. That'd be stupid.
I know you don't believe, you don't think I can change. I understand your doubts, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing yet.
The continued vocal overlay, I don't know the official name for it in music terms, but where you overlay the vocals.
You know what I mean?
No, but I put that they really did sound amazing. It's like treating yourself to a cheeky wee in a warm bath. Need to stop with the bath stuff. Need to stop with the bath stuff. But no, I really like this effect. I'd love to hear it used more in some future tracks. It makes the track more immersive for me personally. I was listening to the track on full volume with my earphones and I got goosebumps at the 3 minutes 20 mark. The mixture of the guitar solo, the overlaying vocals and simple yet very effective drum beat blew me away. I went back and listened to the part between 3 minutes 20 and 5 minutes 10 several times because it sounded so good. Now, I don't know if I have permission off Ben and I don't know if YouTube's going to shout at me, but I want to include that full section here. So it's just short of 2 minutes, so if you're not too fussed about listening to it in full, I understand and you can skip ahead, but I am going to put in the section I meant because this actually gave me goosebumps, which is pretty mental. So yeah, this is the section that I really, really did enjoy from the song. See, I hope you guys know what I mean a little bit now. Maybe you listened to it with your earphones in full volume like I did and got the same words. Got goosebumps, basically. I gave that track rating an 8.5 out of 10. Track number 7 on the album is called Sam's Song. I didn't actually want to put anything down on notes for this one because I wanted to talk quite candidly about it. So for anyone who doesn't know, I lost one of my closest friends, Sam, earlier this year. Sam was a massive personality in our group. Everybody loved Sam. He was just such a genuinely nice guy and one of the best friends I've ever had in my life. And Ben wrote a song for him when we had the terrible news that Sam only had a few days left to live. And I mean, I can't even picture how difficult that must have been for Ben. It really does come across that this song was written from the heart, and my God, it's such an emotional song, even more emotional for people who knew Sam and our friend group maybe. But I still remember the first time I heard this song. We went to the Meadows on a really sunny day. It was myself, Ben, Chris and Ben's brother Nick, and it was a really sunny day and we went to the Meadows and we were all a bit shook up, a bit numb because we just received the news that Sam wasn't very well. And Ben said, do you guys want to listen to the song maybe? And obviously we said yeah. So we played the song in full and oh my God, we just sat there and we just cried. We honestly just sat there and we cried for about 10-20 minutes. It is such a powerful song, and honestly I can't praise it enough. It means so much to me. It means so much to our friend group. I know it means a lot to Sam's family as well. So Ben absolutely smashed this out of the park. this song will forever go down in history as Sam's song, because that's what it is. It is Sam's song, and I rate it 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. Oh, got a bit deep there, didn't it? Cheer up, sad ass. Alright, mate. On to track number 8 now, which is called Mind Reader. So, get the old Notaruskis out to see what I put here.
Wish I was a mind reader and see the thoughts inside of your head. Wish I was a mind reader, but I'm not, and I'm left with all the things I haven't said.
So here we are, the track with a feature, which is the wonderful Christopher Royal. Chris has also appeared on the channel recently, over the last few months, so check that video out too if you want. Oh yeah, but for anyone who doesn't know, Chris and Ben are in a band called Separated Out. I was also in that band for about 6 minutes. To me, this song just solidified, just proved how good those two work together, how good they sound together, how they bounce off each other. It came across really well in the song. This is definitely up there with one of the catchier songs from the album. It just sounds so fucking good. Swearing in my notes there. Then I just went off on a bit of a rant because I got pissed off. I put, God, I kind of hate having talented friends. Fucking hell. My only talents include mimicking the sound of a bicycle horn and coming up with fantastic bath-related analogies. But fair play to them, they're very talented lads, they sound great together, fuck them both. They're great, love them, fucking love them. But I rated this track a 9.5 out of 10. Okay, so on my notes here, again, I sort of just rambled. I tend to do that if you haven't noticed. I put that basically at this point in the album, I realised that we're on track 9 out of 11. And then what I've put here is, the album is officially 51 minutes and 32 seconds in length. Done my research there, Ben.
You're welcome.
But yeah, to put it in perspective, 51 minutes and 32 seconds is almost double the length of Green Day's latest album, Father of All, which clocked in about 26 minutes, 20 seconds or something like that. What I put down here is that I noticed that time was just flying when I was listening to it. When writing the review for each track, after Sam's song, I looked at the remainder of the track list and was a bit gutted that I only had 4 tracks left. Not because I felt unsatisfied with what I'd heard up to that point, not because I felt that it wasn't enough, but because I was simply enjoying listening to it and wanted more. Basically, I'm a greedy shit, alright? But yeah, moving on to track 9, which sadly does mean we only have 3 tracks left to review. But, let's get on with it. Track 9, None in a Million.
Take a seat and sit a while as we waste our days behind synthetic smiles.
I love the raw, almost punky guitar intro that leads into the slower rhythm.
Analogy time!
No baths included this time, I promise, I promise, I promise. The first 20 seconds almost feel like we're on a high. We're happy, energetic, carefree, and then when the beat drops and the slow rhythm drowns it out, it's like we're dragged back to reality. Like we're getting out of a warm bath into a cold bathroom with no radiator. Fuck, I'm sorry, I'm sorry! Maybe I just really want a bath. Maybe I just really need a bath. More the second one. But this is another song that uses the vocal overlays in parts, and it just works really well. I really do think Ben has the perfect voice for it. This is another track I found myself going back to a few more times than some of the others. Mainly for the intro and the awesome solo that starts around 2 minutes 25. Again, not sure if I'm allowed, but I will put the solo in that I'm referring to here. See, that is pretty fucking kick-ass, isn't it? That is a kick-ass solo. I rated the song an 8 out of 10. On to track number 10. Penultimate track. What am I doing in my head? Track number 10. It Is What It Is.
I don't think I ever run out of ways to tell you that I think you're beautiful
track on the album opens with a cool punchy guitar beat that continues throughout the track. The vocals are on point, but that's about all I have to note about this track. In summary, the lyrics are catchy, the guitar work is impressive as always, and the harmonies sound great. But for me personally, this track wasn't quite as memorable as some of the others on the album, though it is still a great little song to go back to from time to time. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like, in my opinion, there's no bad song on the album. There's no weak songs on the album. Just some songs are better than others, and in my opinion, this song was one of the more, I don't know, like, I don't want to say forgettable, but it didn't stand out to me as much as some of the other tracks did. So I did rate this one a 7 out of 10, which is still fucking good. It's a good song, don't get me wrong. It's just not up there with some of the strongest ones, if that makes sense. Ben, I'm not saying you shit. I'm not saying your album's wank, mate. I'm not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this takes us on to the final track of the album, entitled Home.
I see clearly, never had vision quite so pure, and I believe completely I will love you till I die.
I think this is the first track on the album that leads us in with a drum solo, and I really like that. That is something I've noticed. A lot of the songs start off with a guitar riff, or maybe straight in with the vocals. This was the first track that started just drums. And I really did like that. So yeah, earlier on, what I put here is, despite saying that Confessions was lyrically the strongest on the album, this song proves me wrong. Not only is this the strongest song on the album, I think it might be one of the strongest songs Ben has ever written and recorded, full stop. Agreed, 100% agreed. This song I've gone back to many a time. I did that with my last album review too, with Graffitier, weirdly. I just like listening to the opening and the closing track over and over again, and this is a fucking brilliant closing song. I mean, yeah, like, a lot of you watching are probably just thinking,
oh, you're only saying such nice things because you're good mates with Ben, you bloody
Bath-loving mongoloid!
and yeah, you're right, I do love a bath, and I am a bit of a mong. But the point is, this album is brilliant, regardless of if it's by my friend. But yeah, I set out to review the album as neutrally as I could. I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm going to listen to this album, but I'm going to be a little bit nicer about it because it's my mate. I didn't set out to do that, and I don't think I have done that. So get off me fucking back! I rated the final track, Home, 9.5 out of 10. Now, I hope you're ready for the overall album summary and review. But yeah, I basically just covered it with what I said in that I didn't purposely give these tracks higher marks because I know Ben. These songs are genuinely really good, and without seeming too cringy here, I'm just very, very proud of my friend. I know how much time and effort Ben puts into these songs. Sometimes Ben will just spend nights, sometimes Ben won't sleep. I know that much. I know Ben will stay up for as long as it takes to get the track sounding perfect. When Ben's working on a song, that's all he focuses on. He's a focused guy and he's very talented, and genuinely, every new song Ben puts out there is better than the previous one in some way, shape or form. Whether that's stronger vocals, maybe he's trying something a bit different on guitar. He's experimenting constantly and it's paying off. And I think this album is the perfect example of that. This album is a lot different to the previous two because there's so many experimental tracks on this. I mean, one of them is rapping, you know? Like, he would never have done that before, and I've got to commend him for that because that takes balls, and trust me, I know Ben has big balls, and they're lovely. They are lovely balls. But time for the overall rating of the album. Drum roll, please. Overall, I've rated the album an 8.5 out of 10, which accumulates to about 3.9 stars out of 5. So let's round it up, let's not be arsey. 4 stars. 8.5 out of 10, 4-star album. And I stand by that. It is a brilliant album, a very strong album, and it's honestly making me very excited to hear what future projects Ben comes out with. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my review of Ben Criddle's third album, Hypophrenia. In all seriousness, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Ben, I know you look forward to the video too. I hope you liked it. And yeah, if any of you guys haven't listened to Ben's music yet, as I say, we have done some videos on my channel where Ben's played a few live on the channel, and Ben also has a channel of his own, which I'll put top link of the description. So yeah, go over, show Ben support, tell him you came from here, and why not check out his third album, which is now available on Spotify. So yeah, well done Ben, fantastic album, and hopefully guys, I will see you soon with a new video.
bye 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 bye.
I am boiling, I am fucking roasting. Watch my titty jig. I can't put that in, I cannot put that in.
You fell to ever since your birth. You slip between the cracks in the earth, and then you start to question your worth. Think it's what you deserve.